Hello, welcome to this live broadcast, although you may be watching it in a recorded fashion. You may know, you probably know there's this sort of chain letter thing going around, frequently asked, how you say the word ask or asked? Some people say, ask your mama how she doing. But frequently asked beer questions. This originated in République Française by a video blogger called Tasting Mitch. And she sometimes comments on my videos, and sometimes I comment on her videos. And then people were saying, oh, I tagged you, Danny McFadden. He says, I tagged you, so when are you going to do it? I said, I don't do chain letters, okay? Like on Facebook, people will put like and share if you love Jesus. Implying that if you don't like and share it, you don't love Jesus or something like that. Or if you care about the plight of Liechtenstein, you will tag the video. I mean, like and tag the or it could be a video or this post, whatever. So, and I'm like, oh, okay, you know, don't accuse me of not caring about the plight of the children in Liechtenstein or the farmers of Brunei and all of that. Brunei Darussalam. Or speak out on the crisis in Buster Brown's shoe production, all this stuff. So I'd say, no, I'm not going to be pressured. So I'm not going to be pressured to do it. And this is why I don't do chain letters. So if you remember, you might remember back in the 1970s, there was a big thing with people would send out chain letters and they'd say, oh, listen, send it along, or you will be cursed if you don't, or you will have good luck if you do. Throw them away. And I do that with those. I don't respond. And that's why I'm not responding in any way or addressing the frequently asked beer questions. This. And when I was doing last week, you might have not watched it, it was a taste challenge. I was talking about it. You say, well, what if you were going to do it? Well, I mean, what if, let's just presume, for the sake of argument, that you were going to participate. How would you have answered those questions? Well, I'm not going to participate. I have no intention of participating. I never shall participate. If I was, like, what were some of the questions? I wrote, because Erica Lyons' fan was doing it, and he was saying, oh, Rajay, Beer Ventures, and then everybody's tagging everybody. Everybody's liking and share everybody's stuff. It's just a big, exciting thing. I don't have enough jump cuts in my videos, do I? I have to admit, in over 6 years of video reviewing, I haven't not made a single jump cut, and that's something I need to have more of. Well, I don't have any, but I need to. That would probably really be something I want to start in my videos, a lot of jump cuts. But I just haven't done it. I'm not up with the technology, you know, I'm sort of like antiquated and everything like that. But he was saying, how did you get into beer? And Eric was talking about he wasn't really into the party lifestyle. Here he is right here from Scotland, Danny. Hey, superb, Jay. Well, I mean, superb what? I'm not doing it. Superb that I reject, that I categorically reject this. Unequivocally, I mean, reject it. Basement Beer Reviews. Jamie says, Jay, I've tagged you to do the Ice Bucket Challenge and I demand you participate. I just don't care about personal suffering or ailments, so I'm not going to participate. If I don't participate in the Ice Bucket Challenge, that's evidence that I don't care about illnesses. Here's Southern Prohibition's Belgian-style Tripel. I want to thank a friend of mine who does videos with me sometimes, David, and his mystery friend. They gave this to me, and it's from Mississippi, and it's 9% alcohol. So a Tripel. I didn't find, we did a video, it'll be posted in a few days. I found it was not up to the Bornum level, the Bornum Tripel or the Pierrot, but it was still very good. Look at that thick head. I mean, hey, that's pretty impressive in this chalice. Do a little product placement here. Gotta get my check. All right, little off-white, golden, hazy as heck, lots of bubble streams. It's the last can I had. They call it the peach band. That's what it's called. Belgian style Tripel peach band, because these cans have a band actually literally glued to the can. It's not part of the can, it's glued on there. This, I could peel it off if I had the inclination to do that. So back to what I'm not going to talk about. I don't give in to pressure like that. Canned on March 10th, 2017. It's got the date, guys. Not giving in to the pressure. Yeah, if I was getting, you know, if I was going to get involved in this Q&A thing, this learn about my life. Don't you want to know about my life? When you watch my videos, don't you want to know about my life? Not really. You're misanthropic. No, I'm just relatively busy. But honestly, in all honesty, no, but so if I was going to answer that question, I would have talked about how I didn't drink beer. And everybody knows this, so why am I even talking about what I'm not going to discuss? Everybody knows that I didn't start drinking beer until February of 1996. And everybody knows that what got me interested in beer was that I just had an interest in brands in general, brands like RC Cola, the food, you know, the soft drink brand, and those types of things. I remember asking my father, whatever happened to Schlitz beer? We were driving to Baton Rouge one day, and I asked him that like around 1985, and then he made some comments. So I was always interested in brands, right? Like Evel Knievel, the motorcycle, you know, you can wind it up. And at the time, the 80s, when I was a teenager, and the 90s in my 20s, I was interested in drinking soft drinks. Now I realize it's not really good to drink those, and they're not natural like beer, and I feel better now that I don't drink those stinking things. And so I talked about that in so many videos previously, where I was kind of bored one day, and I was thinking, hey, why do people love beer so much? They're always talking about beer, and I don't like beer. The last time I had beer was 1986 when I got a Miller Lite out of my father's fridge, and I was 18, so he didn't care if I drank. It was legal in Louisiana, still is in a way, but we won't get into all that. At 18, so I drank half the can. I was like, oh, this thing is no good. This is what beer tastes like. It's terrible. It's hollow. It had a hollow taste. Because I remember being a little kid, maybe a baby, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years old. My parents have a barbecue or a shrimp boil or something, crab boil, and they'd be drinking Miller High Life ponies or Schlitz. It's usually what they drink, or Dixie. Yeah, don't let me forget about Dixie. So I would say, give me some. My father would let me, or my mother would let me sip out the bottle, and it tasted so good. I remember thinking as a little baby, because you know, oh, babies love beer, right? So I was thinking, my daddy says that all the time. All babies love beer, and dogs too. He'll say that dogs love beer. And I remember thinking it was so good. And then, so I got away from that and got into the soft drinks. And then in 1986, it was hollow. I didn't like this light beer taste. So I just said, beer's not for me. And I abandoned it after just a half a can. This stuff's really good. It's a good tripel. Not great, not, you know, world class, but it's a solid offering from Southern Prohibition Brewing. A lot of their stuff I don't like. So it's kind of a hit or miss with them. But a lot of their stuff I do like. So 10 years later, age 27, almost 28, I said, let me see. I went to Winn-Dixie, local grocery chain in the Southeast, and I bought, well, I'm in the South Central, but I bought a 6-pack of Miller High Life, the little 7-ounce pony bottles, and I popped the cap, I drank it right out the bottle. I was thinking, that's the taste. That's the taste I remember from 1971, 1972. Yeah, this could work. I'm drinking them, you know. Of course, how long does it take to drink a 7-ounce bottle? So then I thought, this would be an interesting hobby. I'll just try every beer brand. But, you know, I told that story already. So I went, and it's been 21 years working on the project. So that's what I've talked about. And that's why I'm not going to get into it today. I'm not going to discuss it today because, as you know, that story has been told, and it's not even that interesting of a story. I was not into the party lifestyle. I'm not now. I did not get into the college, high school partying because I noticed a lot of drugs involved. I saw people with smoking marijuana and other things, and I thought, nah, that's definitely not an interest I have. The drug culture, all I could see from it was bad things. And after all, I watched an episode, a 2-part episode of Good Times, where JJ's girlfriend was hooked on heroin, and I was like, nah, never mind drugs. And I've never actually taken any illegal drugs in my life. You might say, you're missing out. Okay, well, I'll be okay with that. That's the kind of thing I like to miss. And then they might have asked, I think another question Eric, the Alliance fan, was talking about was, what's the regular beer you drink all the time? I think everybody's well aware of that. I said that numerous times, that I drink whatever's on sale and what tastes good. And Walmart has, and I've talked about this 3 or 4 times this past week. I said Walmart had the Milwaukee's Best lager, $30, 30 packs for $17. So I've been buying that. I like it. It's a good standby beer. We did a whole bit standby beers. The everyday drinker, Milwaukee's Best Life. And if, let's say, Pabst Blue Ribbon comes on sale for that price, I'll get that. And if whatever comes on sale for that price, I'll get that. You know, I'm not too picky about it. They're very well made. I'm not into that macro versus micro war. I never was into that craft. Really, I was never into the craft beer versus non-craft beer war. I don't care who wins. Okay, to me, it's not a contest, and I don't care if there's a victory. Okay, I'm just telling you, I'm wearing a Stroh's hat. I don't care. I mean, in 1996, you might remember me talking about, I would kind of preach against light beer because I would tell all the light beer drinkers it has a hollow taste, and they were like, you know, buzz off. We like it. You know, go drink your little Colt 45 premium beer. Not a malt liquor. They used to make Colt 45 actual regular beer. So I think everybody knows that I was drinking craft beer from day one with macro beer. So people have asked me that, when did you get into craft beer? I said, I never got into it. I didn't have to gravitate or adjust myself to it. I always drank it. Carol says, hello, guys. Hello, Carol. Enjoy your beer, says Danny. Yeah, right. Like, is that hard? Enjoy your beer. Kyle says, hey, Ron, bumps from Milwaukee. Hey, Kyle, bumps back to Milwaukee. I've been to Milwaukee. I've been to the Brewer Stadium many times, and I liked it. Can Statter Jung says, really enjoy your videos a lot. Going, God willing, I will. Always objective and nice perspective. I'm usually objective. I don't know about always. Nice perspective. Oh, thank you. And another thing Eric, Alliance fan, was talking about was, I took some notes, so I wanted to keep up with what I'm not going to discuss, because I'm not getting into this chain letter stuff. If you like doing chain mail, I mean, chain letters, that's cool, you know, like and text. My favorite style, I think everybody's well aware that I do not have a favorite style. That's common knowledge that I only have styles I dislike. I don't like flavored beers. You know I don't like fruit beers. You know I don't like sour beers. But I don't have a favorite style. But I'm not going to discuss it anyway. I have no intention of getting into styles. What's my favorite style? That's just not interesting to me. And he was talking about, Eric Alliance saying somebody, if I could only have one beer, what would it be? I think he said Miller Lite. Somebody told me this morning they went to a bar and they didn't have Miller Lite. They walked out. I know some people that just adore Miller Lite, like my uncle and his son and my other uncle. They just love Miller Lite. I mean, they just love it. Well, if that's what you like, I don't hate it. Beer. Why would I answer a question like that? I could never come. I would never. That's why I can't answer that, because I could never think of something like that. There's no. It's like asking me what would be my favorite Chinese food to ever have. If I could only have one. If I could only have one type of Chinese food, what would it be? If I could only listen to one Iron Maiden album, what would it be? Wouldn't be. Okay. If I could go back in time, okay, if you could go back in time, would you make sure that Metallica did not perpetrate the greatest betrayal in rock music history in 1991? Yes, I would do that. But, okay. And Eric was talking about how does he drink so much and stay healthy? He said, well, he drinks a lot, but he doesn't really stay healthy. So he, like many Americans, they have problems with weight. And it's so comical to me. People always say Elvis Presley got fat. Man, when he was 39, he was fat. He was chubby. He was more like chubby than like really fat. I know some people that are, I could show you fat. But yeah, he was kind of overweight. Like most people I know that are 39. So why was it so unusual that he was overweight when he was 39, 40, 41, 42, when everybody else is too? You ever go around looking at men who are 39 to 42 years old? They look kind of like worse than Elvis Presley. I think his main problem was prescription drug abuse. He came from a family that wasn't particularly healthy. His parents both died relatively young. They ate a lot of, you know, their diet wasn't that good. So people make kind of a big thing out of that. I stay healthy because y'all know I walk. I'm not even going to get into that. I walk a mile a day every day. I eat a tiny breakfast. How many times have I said this in a video? 2,000 times. Eat a tiny breakfast, a good sized lunch, and a tiny supper, and I rarely snack. So yeah, you can lose weight by not eating a lot, right? You know about my weight loss plan that I invented in 2001, December 2001, called Eat Less and Exercise More. You know I lost 30 pounds. Everybody knows this. I never changed anything I ate. I just changed the volume. Major problem in America is volume. People eat incredible amounts of food, and then they say, I can't lose weight. Well, I know, because you eat incredible amounts of food. And then they'll go on a diet, and then you see the salad they're eating, and you say, yeah, I'm pretty sure you're not going to lose weight. And then Eric was talking about, am I an alcoholic? Well, you all know I'm not an alcoholic. I'm a hobbyist, so I'm not even going to discuss that. Karsten Overgaard Orlenschlager says, greetings from Denmark. Greetings back to you in Denmark, the kingdom of Denmark. Thanks for all your videos. I really enjoy them, and I think it's fantastic you're not a beer snob. Oh, no, I'm not. You don't know that. Well, but enjoy everything that life has to offer. I don't enjoy everything that life has to offer. I enjoy many things that life has to offer, like this beautiful weather out here. It's a little muggy, but I like humidity. I have to put on lip balm. Carol says, I would listen to their first LP, Iron Maiden. Yeah, that's probably their strongest album, really. Trev's Travel Tales says, if I could only have one beer, I would have a box of Left Trapel and then get more. Oh man, that Left Brun was so great. And I've only had it once, and I bought it in Manhattan in New York City. We can't get it down here. We get the blonde. I could make a strong argument that I would want to drink Staropramen Staropramen on the hour, every hour, in a continuous loop forever, you know. Can Stader Jung says, what's your favorite German beer? I don't know, man. There's like 200 that are in my top 5. There's like 200 German beers in my top 5 German beers. You know what I mean? They're all a tie. And I'm not trying to be smart aleck. It's just that's how profoundly great that company is. That company, no, that country is, as far as beer making. Masters of beer making. Okay, are you a Freemason? No. And if I was, I would be a 37-degree Pontchartrain right. Chapatulus. You know what I'm talking about. Coco Robichaud, order Freemason. And then he was talking about, so no, alcoholism is very bad and people should not drink a whole lot and should control their drinking. I like to use a term, problem drinking, which is coming from a cognitive behavioral approach of psychology. But like I've said a million times, who wants to turn a fun hobby into a disastrous life decision? Interestingly, I know some people that do beer reviews that seem to be going into the disastrous life decision route more than the hobby route, have dropped off the scene due to excessive intake. Now you say, do you ever? Yeah, but you probably go off track sometimes, and yeah, but it's not planned. Notice no hard liquor today, Tuesday or Monday. I won't get back into the hard liquor till tomorrow, Wednesday. I know how to pace myself. And anyway, tomorrow is only going to be a little bit of gin, what, 2 or 3 ounces, at the most 4 ounces with some ice, and that's early morning, and that's it for the day. So I would never dream of answering a question like, are you an alcoholic? How many times do you beat your wife? You know, stuff like that. And then Eric was talking about, do I brew beer? Well, I would never answer a question like that. I wouldn't even entertain a question like that because, as you all know, I'm a consumer. I'm not a producer. You all very well know I only consume. I don't produce. I'm not creative. When I cook a meal, it's a laugh. It's an insult to the world of cooking. So I would never dream of brewing beer, unless one day I woke up and decided to start brewing beer. But that will never happen. So, and then Eric Alliance fan, this was fascinating. I saw other people do this. They were talking about what is their favorite ingredient in beer. What is your favorite type of thread in a sweater? Obviously water. If I would make myself answer that question, which I would never make myself do that, you will never see me answer such a, I'm not going to say it's a ridiculous question. You will never see me answer a question like that. But if I would answer a question like that, I would have said water is my favorite ingredient in beer. Water. But I'm not answering that because I don't like that question. Carol says, speaking of pacing, what's the time of tomorrow's examinations live stream? Our usual time, 6:30 Central Time, United States of America Empire time. And we're doing Yingling Black and Tan. Anybody can join us. Anybody can join us if you know how to behave. Okay. Who do I look up to in the beer world? Woo! You will never see Louisiana Beer Reviews answer a question like that. That is a loaded question, and it can only result in hurt feelings, being unfriended and blocked, and a myriad of bad vibes, bad vibrations, like the Beach Boys said in 1966. Bad vibrations. I would not answer that question. Oh, Carol says, thanks. Oh, you're welcome. Now, if I was crazy enough and reckless enough to answer a question like that, which thank goodness I would not do, I would say Jill Vaughn. Jill Vaughn would be somebody I look up to in the beer world, not to mention Dr. David Ryder, but I'm not mentioning him. And I'm not mentioning Jill Vaughn. I said, if I was answering such a question, I would say that. But so, you know, that's the reason I'm not getting involved in this chain letter, frequently asked beer questions, because no one cares anyway, I don't think. And if you do care, why do you care? I'm not an important person. I live in a poor southern state. And, you know, I drink beer, so big deal. And liquor and wine. Oh, well. Yeah, and I have some comic books. A few. And people say, oh, those are worth so much money. Oh, yeah, really? Seems to me if these books were worth money, I'd be getting phone calls about, oh, I want to buy your comic books. Here's how much I'll pay. You know how many times somebody has called me and offered me money for these comic books? And all these decades? Exactly never. And I have been collecting continuously since May of 1996. May of 96, I started buying again. I started using again, right? I was finished with comics. I gave up that lifestyle. I was finished. I had gotten better, and it was, oh, I was feeling good. I was like, you know, I'm past that. I'm 18 years old. I don't need this in my life. Then I was looking through the newspaper like I do every morning my whole life. And they said comic book convention in Metairie, Louisiana. Started getting the shakes, you know. And my father looks over there and he says, oh, Lord, not this again. I said, you're full of hate, you know, or whatever I said. So I went down there. I went to the convention. I bought some stuff, and that was it. There was no going back. So, you know, I was like, you know, got the hose out and, you know what I mean? Got the, got that injection of the comic books. And, and I really did score some beautiful, Incredible Hulk books that day. And that was it. The sickness was back. And it stayed back. It's been 31 years next month. But I had been collecting off and on since 1976. You understand? 76, I would collect. Then I would get better. I would get away from it. I was like, I'm growing up. I don't need this in my life. I don't need comic books. Comic books are for nerds, socially awkward weirdos, etc. And I would get better. I would say, I'm better, I'm better. And then I would, you know, just be minding my own business, trying to do the right thing. And I would see like X-Men or Hulk, you know, the Incredible Hulk, and something would happen. I'd be like, and I would buy it, you know, and then I would feel bad. You would feel bad because you did it, you know, and you feel bad and guilty and all. And you're like, no, I'm not going to, okay, I'm going to do better. I'm going to do better. I'm going to get past this. I'm going to, you know, say I made some progress, whatever. So that went on, off and on for 10 years. I would make progress. I would do better. And then I would fall back into it. So then in 1986, May of 86, I just gave up. I just started mainlining comic books and if you want to use that term, freebasing comic books. And you know, I mean, I don't defend it, and I don't justify it. It is what it is. Okay. I mean, a lot of people got problems in their lives. But you know, it's this business about, oh, it's so valuable. You have every issue of the Incredible Hulk ever published from 1962 to the present. It's worth so much money. Yeah, right. I'm sure it's worth money. That's why 0 people have called me in my entire life to offer to buy it. That's why it's worth money. And if you're buying comic books for money, me and you can't hang out together. I'm only into people that read it. I'm only into users, not dealers. Okay. When it comes to comic books, I'm only into users, not dealers. If you're a user, let's hang out and talk comics. If you're a dealer, I got nothing to say to you. But if you're a user, we can talk about Jack Kirby for 3 or 4 hours. Let's talk about the Fourth World Tetralogy. Carol says, maybe I will manage to stay up and watch it live. That would be hard to do. Basement Beer Reviews, Jamie says, laugh out loud. I would never answer those questions. Here's my answers. You're trolling us, Jay. No, I don't troll people, and I don't answer questions that I hate and I despise and I take offense to. Those questions offend me. I won't answer them. And I'm making a video specifically to tell people why I'm not going to answer these ridiculous questions. So forget it. Old Uncle Jay, Uncle Ronald's not doing it. What do you think about Image Comics, the classic ones and the new ones? Well, considering that I own exactly 0 Image comic books, that would tell you a lot about it. But I do own Pacific Comics, Jack Kirby's Silver Star every issue, and Jack Kirby's Captain Victory and the Galactic Rangers every single issue, including the annual, and they're all in near mint or mint condition, so that might tell you something. And I also own the Hunger Dogs, Jack Kirby's 1984 magnificent graphic novel. Not to mention, I also own the paperback edition, first printing of Jack Kirby's 1978 collaboration with Stan Lee. Over 100 pages, no ads, but I digress. Collecting addiction is baseball cards from the 50s, 60s, and early 70s. Yeah, get help quick. Get help quick. If you saw my football card collection, you'd do an intervention. So yeah, this collecting business is bad, and I don't recommend it in any way, shape, form, or fashion. So anyway, that's the reason, you know, get me off the chain letter circuit. Don't send me, don't tag me, because I'm not going to answer the questions. I'm not going to make a video about frequently asked beer questions, whether it originates in République Française, in Botswana, Ciskei, Vinda, or any of those places. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to make the video, and I'm not going to answer the questions. I refuse to do it. It's wrong. And it's wrong for me. It might be right for you, but it's wrong for me. And I'm unanimous in that. So thank you for watching this video production. And I'm sorry that I can't join in to that. I just can't give in to the pressure, and I'm not going to answer those questions. And don't look for me to change my attitude about it. I'm not going to change. It ain't going to happen, folks. Sorry. But I'll still do, you know, I intend to do video reviews and examinations, but frequently asked beer questions, it ain't going to happen from Louisiana Beer Reviews. And it just ain't going to happen.